What was it like playing on that team that went 41-0?
Okay, so the first part, playing for Coach Smith, is like, I guess it's like playing for your grandfather in a sense. I know that sounds bad because that was 20 years ago, and we all thought he was going to retire then.
Yeah, everybody did.
But we didn't want, for me, for sure, I don't know about everybody else, but I just didn't want to disappoint him.
Gotcha.
In anything, practice, games. He's the most competitive person I've ever been around.
Yeah. Welcome to Courtside, where we sit on the sideline and we discuss sports as if we can do it better ourselves. I'm your host, Mr. Hunt. You guys know my co-host, the Bay to LA. How you doing today, my brother?
Man, I'm fantastic, man. What's happening?
Hey, man, you know what it is, man. Man, before we get started, any shout-outs you want to give out to anybody?
Man, listen, hey, happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there.
Yes.
You know, we got soldiers who are deployed overseas. You know, we got soldiers who are here and the retired soldiers. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think most importantly, the soldiers, you know, who passed on, who served their country, we got to keep them in mind and make sure we pray for the families, man.
Yes, sir. Echo that, have Veterans Day, but again, when this show airs, it won't be Veterans Day, so it'll be at a later date. So it goes to show you guys when we film this show, man. But like we do on Courtside, we like to bring on special guests, right? Whether it's former players, former athletes, former coaches, current head coaches. Today is no different. And the person we have today is very, very legendary in this area, right? The person we have today, he started his high school basketball career right here at Peabody Magnum High School. He was part of the legendary team that went 41-0 and brought home the state title under the legendary coach Charles Smith, who's also in the Hall of Fame. He then went on to play D1 basketball at the University of Monroe, ULM. From there, he came back home, was the head basketball coach at the Talga High School. Then he went on to coach now at Alexandria Senior High, where he's the current head coach, but they brought home a state title in the year of 2020. All right. Courtside, help me welcome to the show, Coach Lance Brasher. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing good. Appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir. Man, we've been trying to find you for a while. I know you be MIA on social media, man. You like to hide, man.
Do my own thing.
Man, I remember one we brought on Tyshawn, man. I was trying to find a picture of you online, man. I was searching, and I found one from a picture you took. You was hugging one of your players from the state title game. I used that picture, and as soon as I posted, like 15 minutes later, man, the school posted a picture of you, man, and it went crazy. Everybody was like, man, he finally came out of hiding, man. We finally see him. And I was kind of mad, man. If I'd have waited about 10 more minutes, I'd have got that pic, man. Man, but before we jump into the interview, man, any shout-outs you want to give out to anybody?
Shout-outs. Shout out to God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Christ, without him, I'm nothing. All glory to him. Shout out to my wife. Without her, I can't do any of this.
There you go. There you
go. My mom and dad, without them helping with the kids, I can't do any of this. So without them, that's my shout out.
Man, that's good to go, man. Hey, that's good. Hey, before we get started, man, you guys like Courtside, make sure you like and subscribe to the show, man. So let's start off. Let's take it back to your roots. As he was introducing you, we talked about your time at Peabody High School, man. Let's talk about that. What was that experience like as far as experiencing the culture here and Alexandria going to Peabody Magnum High School?
It was great. It was, Peabody's a place like no other.
Mm-hmm.
And then Coach Smith's in the Hall of Fame for a reason. Just the environment, the day-to-day stuff, not just with basketball, but the school. There's a tradition, everybody sees that in homecoming.
Yeah.
It's one of a kind, and I went there all 4 years. I know sometimes you get transfers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I cherished all 4 years that I was there, whether we wanted or not.
Yeah.
Made me who I am today.
Gotcha. So you say you were there 4 years. You cherished all those moments. You averaged 18 points your senior year. You was a starter. And not to mention, you was one of those players that got out there and really dominated in the post. So what was your mindset playing down low?
Well, I've kind of always played down low growing up. Was able to be one of the stronger kids. I wasn't necessarily the fastest, so I had to figure out a way to get on the court. Quickest way for me to get on the court was to have a high IQ and to be strong and be able to score around the basket and rebound. And then when I got to in the junior year, senior year, I was able to bring the ball up more, transition more to a guard spot, and then run point forward type stuff our senior year. But yeah, that was kind of my mindset, growing up. My dad instilled in me, Coach Smith instilled in me. Coach Smith's son, Kid, instilled in me is just being aggressive and having high IQ and trying to win at everything, every single possession.
Gotcha. And like I said, and we always talk about Coach Smith on the show, and we in between shows or whatever, and we talk about his legacy, his impact. What was it like? So 2 parts. What was it like playing for Coach Smith, and what was it like playing on that team that went 41-0?
Okay, so the first part, playing for Coach Smith, is like, I guess it's like playing for your grandfather in a sense. I know that sounds bad, because that was 20 years ago, and we all thought he was going to retire then.
Yeah, everybody did.
But we didn't want, for me, for sure, I don't know about everybody else, but I just didn't want to disappoint him.
Gotcha.
In anything, practice, games. He's the most competitive person I've ever been around.
Yeah.
So as far as that goes, he brought the best out of us, and his speeches before games are just, you talk to guys that played for him.
Yeah.
Like they all
love it. Yeah.
It really gets you going, and the tradition he instills in you, and you don't want to be that team not to win.
Gotcha.
He expects to win every year, and if he doesn't win a state championship, like it's a failure.
It's a failure, in his eyes, yeah.
So we didn't want to be that team to let him down senior year. So part 2 was
that for the y'all went 41-0. Like, what was that experience like? Was it just go into that as far as from start to finish?
Well, I'll back up to the summer before, because Kid actually came back that summer, and he coached us that summer, which was a lot of fun. Him and Coach coached us, and Coach had the better numbers than me, but I think we played like 115, 20 games together from March to the end of July. And I think we only lost 10. Like, I think we went like 110 and 10 or something crazy like that. Wow. And he took us all over the place. Great American Shootout in Dallas and Duncanville. We wound up winning our bracket in that. First time Peabody had ever done that. Then we went to Wide World of Sports, Disney World, AAU Nationals, and with our high school team, and came in 17th or something against some of the best players, AAU teams, not high school teams. So we carried that into the year, and we didn't like how, because it was pretty much everybody back. We had only lost one guy from the previous year, and we had a mindset we were going to win, like, regardless. And so we took that into the season. I think we really got started winning the American Press Tournament. People had never won the American Press Tournament in Lake Charles with teams from Florida, Big Baby Davis's team. Temple, Tweety Carter's team. That's who we beat in the finals. Kind of got us going. Me and John Ford actually had we had good games in that tournament. I was blessed to win the MVP of it, which helped my recruiting from there on. Played DJ Augustin's team in that tournament.
Oh, y'all played against some.
Loaded.
It's loaded. NBA players.
So we win that, and that's when we get our national ranking.
Off of that.
So I think we started at 19, and then we just kept winning. And then once we won the state championship, we went up at 5 nationally. And people was like, well, yeah, that's good. And everything. Yeah, LeBron was playing too. So he was number one that year. Yeah, sure was. That's right. Just to put it in context.
Of the type of talent you guys were up against.
So, no, it was fun. It was more of a relief, I would say, when we won it, because you put so much into it in the summer the year before, and then. So I don't know if it was as much joy, but it was great.
Gotcha.
So the whole year, summer, everything.
Man, that sounded like a hell of a run, man.
Yeah.
For real. Listening to your story, I mean, I'd be remiss to say, like, we really talking to a living legend out here.
Man, they come for real.
Listen, I heard about you years ago. Collie Watkins, my brother, used to always tell me about you and your game. And then I remember when we did the basketball tournament, and just when we have real basketball players, when they speak of you, oftentimes people are going to say whatever it is that they want to say about themselves, but they always speak highly of you. And I mean, the talent that you had and that you displayed, I mean, you took it, you won the championship.
Come on now.
And people really do respect you and look up to you. So,
Well, I appreciate
just
that. But
just
it was,
kudos to you, man.
Appreciate that. Well, it was, back when we used to play tournaments and stuff. Like, it ain't like it is now. Kids show up and they'll play, 2 games or whatever, if they play at all.
If they play at all.
But we playing every weekend.
Yep.
Like, we're finding pickup games. We're going to play 2-3 hours a day. You meet a bunch of people.
Right.
You meet a bunch, yeah.
And that's where you get your respect for them, by playing, not just in your high school games, in college, but you get your respect
On playing
those two.
street ball, playing, going to the park,
It's
that's what happens.
fully rounded.
Because that's what happened there. Because once you able to dominate on the street ball course, that's when it translates over. Because when you get to school, hey, that's what we're talking about. We talking about what we play after school on the weekends, on Sundays. That carries you throughout the whole week, and then that just builds that confidence for now when it's easier once you get on a high school court because stuff is designed for you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, street ball, you got to get there and get it how you live.
And you know what? I wonder, do we have basketball street legends now anymore, or is that that's over with?
Nobody plays.
Like everybody
plays, man.
Either you play organized ball or you're not playing at all.
Or you make videos and you train.
Because you got to think about
crazy.
It's not like it used to.
Because
we used to go play
out at the park.
Yeah.
You could find them there.
The gym,
right.
Jones Street. If you lost, you're waiting 2 hours.
2 hours, to
get back on the floor.
And it's just like that, the wild on
so
Turner Street.
One game.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the wild Turner.
Yep.
The airbase.
Yes, all that, man. Because and when you say street ball legends, man, my time it was Eric Speed, the Speed Brothers. You had Washington. Yeah, man. Eric Speed. I used to hear about him.
Yes.
At school, never met him, but I went to Bunky one because they used to play in Bunky. What do they call him? Taterhead. Yeah, I think he's the older guy, but he used to open up the gym. He had a league. I used to hear stories about Eric Speed in junior high, and it was like, man, who is this guy? They say he throwing it off the wall, windmilling. So I finally went seen him play. When I tell you,
he was all that,
everything that they said and more. So like those street ball legends, we don't have them.
You don't hear about them like you used to, man.
Because even with your team, with the 41-0 team, man, that was something that was iconic, man. Like. You didn't see that type of run. Granted, you had great Peabody teams before then, but to go 41-0 and win a state title on top of that, like, it's one of those things to where, like, people still talk about that.
Yes.
Like that, those, like, you have like Ford, like you have what Ken Baker, Ken Baker jumping out the gym, like
the second team would have won district.
Yes, what I'm saying.
We were loaded.
Yeah, y'all was loaded. Even y'all bench could have went anywhere else, and So it was one of those times to where, like, and I tell you, we would talk about how. When Peabody played at the Cajun Dome, everybody in Central Louisiana went down there. It don't matter what school you was at. If your school lost, you was hopping on one of them buses and you was going to the Cajun Dome, man. So, man, it was just a fun time when we talk about basketball here in this area.
For sure.
All right, man. So let's transition to your college, man. So we know you coming from Peabody. You had a great career. We know on the college level it could be a little bit different as far as how you have to transition your game to fit how they want you to play on the college level, man. So let's talk about that. So how was your experience at ULM?
Well, before that, I had to go JUCO for a year, my freshman year, because LSU was recruiting me. Tulsa had some other mid-majors that was recruiting me, but they wanted to see me transition to a point guard.
Point guard, yeah.
Which, for size.
Size-wise, yeah.
Now, Coach Smith did try to help with that senior year and let me bring it up, but I'm bringing it up against other bigs that can't keep up.
Can't keep up with you, It's not a real test, yeah.
So LSU really wanted me to do that. So that was kind of my deal. So I went to League Junior College for a year.
Yeah, I seen it. I seen you play. You played JUCO, yeah.
And then decided to come back sophomore year to ULM, where I actually played point guard for that year. And then junior year, where we won conference, we went to a 4-guard set, and I played power forward that year. And senior year, So it was kind of all over the place as far as that goes, because everybody wants you to be a point guard.
Point guard, yeah.
And then you're like, well, you're not really a point guard. You're a 2-guard.
2-guard,
Really not, you know what? You're a 4. Just figure it out.
Figure it out,
Play that. You're undersized, but just be smart. Take charge.
But you were smart, like I said. You was on the sides, but
figure it out.
You could shoot. You can pass. You can dribble. Yeah.
Just pick your poison.
Pick your poison. Yeah.
So we were really good junior year. Had everybody come back senior year. And was going to try to make a run. March Madness had a lot of guys get hurt. So it just luck didn't fall our way. But roles change. I was more of a rebounder, spot up shooter, had to go with the best player type stuff in college. More of a scorer in high school, me and Ford were. So Yeah, you just got to get in where you can fit in and stuff like that, just to make it work. And the style plays different. College is completely
yes.
High school,
so
pros completely different.
So let's talk about how is the styles a little bit different?
One, the court's bigger. Everyone's bigger. Your passing angles, windows are smaller because everybody's so much bigger. The ability of everybody to shoot is crazy. Like, so if you're late, closing out, or you're late on rotations.
They're
gonna stick it to you.
They're gonna stick it to you.
Yeah. But once you figure out the speed and figure out, because most colleges run sets. They run plays, they run sets or motion offenses, so they're kind of predictable. So once you, even though I'm not fast, I could figure out where they were going to go.
Where to go, yeah.
So I could take good angles, take charges to make up for the speed difference. And I was able to stay on the court that way.
Gotcha.
Be able to shoot and
shoot and pass,
Yeah, so.
Who was the most challenging player that you guarded? Because I know you said they had you guarding the best player. Who, in your estimation, would you say gave you like a run for your money, or you learned a lot by guarding them in college? Is it a long list?
It is. Everybody's good. And it's usually guys like you don't know.
Right.
You're like, oh, well, I never heard of him.
Right.
I forgot the dude's name. We opened up with Kansas senior year.
Okay.
And we're on the plane, and the guy, I think his last name was Allen, and he was preseason. He was going to get drafted in the top 10 the next year. And they're like, Lance, you're guarding him. And I'm just like, oh, that's great. I didn't really think he was as hard to guard because I knew kind of what he was going to do.
Right, his tendencies.
Shoulder. Yeah. But it's kind of like we had a guy at Lamar that we played. He scored 40 on us. Now, I didn't particularly guard him.
Okay, all right.
I got switched out on him a few times.
You got a couple of those for it.
Yeah, I covered them for that.
I ain't get the whole thing. I had 5 on it.
But, man, I'm talking about I fouled him. He still made shots. I fouled him on his jump shots. The little trick where you hit him on the elbow. He still made jump shots. And I'm just like,
Coach,
we can do with this
Coach,
guy.
I'm doing everything I can do that's legal right now.
It wasn't just me. It was everybody. Yeah,
what you want me to do, huh?
Yeah, it don't normally necessarily have to be the guys that's going to the league, which those guys are good too. It's sometimes guys you never heard of.
Yeah.
Bowman Caleb was one of the best college players I have ever seen from UNO. I think he holds a record for most points, played overseas. There was a preseason game where he was busting the Thunder with Russell Westbrook and KD and all them when they were together. So it's guys like that you just never seen.
So on the flip side of that, what was the best game that you had as a college player?
I wouldn't say best game. I went on a run when I finally started.
Okay.
I felt like I should have been started. But, every player feels that way.
Yeah.
If you don't feel that way, you shouldn't be playing anyway. When I finally started, I felt like I had a double-double against Nichols.
Okay.
I backdoor had a double-double against UL, I think. I think I had 3 double-doubles in a row. So I would say that stretch for me.
Okay.
Probably, I wouldn't say a game.
Right.
Just a stretch of, stuff like that. And then the teams where we played in-state teams. I had a great game every time we played because I feel like they didn't recruit me. So I was going to.
You had a point to prove.
Every time we played somebody.
Okay.
Yeah, whether it was LSU, I think we had 14 on them. UNO had a double-double every time we played them.
Okay.
Southeastern, Northwestern for sure had 18 on them.
Ooh,
I was going to let them know every time. But you didn't recruit me. You came and taught, but you never recruited me.
They never recruited,
so, you just got to find.
You had some added motivation.
Motivate.
You got to.
So.
Yeah, man. And you like say finding ways to, to motivate yourself and get those teams to like everybody comes and talk, and they want you. They say they want you, but then when they find what they want, you just don't hear anything else. Because man, that recruitment process, it's a scary business, man. It's cutthroat, man. Because my son, man, he was going through the same thing. Those teams calling, we want you, we like this, and then don't hear nothing. Crickets. Yeah, he don't hear nothing, man. Yeah. And he's like, what's going? I say, Steve, this is all part of it. Like I say, it's just know when you play them. You go out there and you handle your business, man. All right, so, man, we talked about your high school career a little bit. We went off into your college, man. Now, let's transition to the coaching. Where you at now? Like we said before, you coached at Tioga. Now you're at Alexandria Senior High. Let's talk about your vision, because we know in the last few years since winning the state title, you guys have had a strong identity here in Central Louisiana as a powerhouse basketball program. What was your vision coming in, and is that vision still the same now?
My vision was coming in is to try to win the state championship every year. Now that's not necessarily a realistic goal. Even Peabody doesn't win every
year. Yeah.
But that's the expectation. That's our goal. It's funny because the first interview I did with our media team, who's great, by the way, they come in and do an interview in the film room and they ask me, what is your goal for the year? And I said, win a state championship. And they both busted out laughing in my face because the previous team was 3 or 4 years weren't very good. And they just been getting killed in district and stuff like that. And he said, do you just want to give another answer? And I'm like, no.
That's it.
Answer,
right.
Yeah.
And it sounds crazy, that's fine. But you want the kids to believe that's what we're here to do. We're putting all this work into it. That's what we're here to do. And if we fail, then we can go down swinging and failing. That's fine. That's the same story I told after we won it to KLB when they asked me, was that story that nobody thought we'd win, nobody thought we'd be here. And it's just us in this circle, stretching circle, thought we was going to be here. And, that's the mentality we try to put in every day.
Gotcha.
Just control what you can control and let the chips fall where they
Gotcha. So let's talk about that championship run, man. So walk us through that. What was that from start to finish? I said you don't have to go all into all detail, but just tell us what was the mindset going into? Did you knew? You said it, but once you guys started, when did you kind of realize, hey, we got a chance to really, really do this thing?
Washita game on the road. Because we had a lot of football players, so it took some time to get those guys
everybody back
in shape, and it takes 3 or 4 weeks once you get those guys. And we got handled very bad by West Monroe at home, and they didn't play good on the road against West Washita, who wasn't very good that year. And then went on the road to Washita, where Ash had never won. We didn't win, but we had opportunities to win. And when we showed them the film of this is a play you took off, this is a play where you didn't rotate as hard as you could, this is what you should have saw on this play, then that's 3 possessions. We lost by 3 possessions, and we could have won against the number 3 team in the state. And from then on, it was on. Now, we didn't win every game. Like Peabody beat us that year in the Hall of Fame game. But it was the focus, the mentality that we wanted when we got there. It started to take shape. And I think that run from mid-January to mid-March was special in that group. So,
I like when you said you wanted to win the championship and they laughed, and I think people oftentimes are going to call an idea crazy until it works. And I've oftentimes, in particular, speaking of your basketball team, I've heard that they are confident. Do you breed that ambitious nature that they had? Is that something that they are tapping in with you as far as just having that confidence to go out there and think, okay, listen, our coach is going to put us in a position where we got a shot day in and day out. And if we put a couple of wins together, we might take the whole thing home.
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. No, and there's a difference. Confidence, not arrogance.
Right.
Sometimes it's aligned with some of it, especially with kids.
They
start getting a little arrogant about it, and especially with social media.
Yeah.
Or they feel like they got to post everything. We don't have to do all that.
Right.
Just let your game talk for you. We practice. We worry about this family right here, not your immediate family, of what's going on, and let's just work every day.
Right.
If we do those things, we feel like we're going to be successful. And with the talent level that we've been blessed to have since I've been there, we feel like we can compete every year for a state championship. And we feel like when we lose, yes, the other team has good players. But we have good players. And if we lose, it is our mistakes, things we are allowing those guys to do. Not necessarily what they're doing to us. And we control our destiny, not them. So that's really what we try to impress upon our guys.
Gotcha. I like that. So while still kind of sticking on that same subject, man, let's talk about how are you able to balance the individual skills of players and the team chemistry to where it all kind of works together.
It's tricky. It's tricky, especially when you got really talented guys and you're trying to get guys. We just talked about college looks and stuff. So you're trying to get these guys looks where you're letting them do things that might not benefit the team in the high school setting. But if college coaches see them do that, they're like, oh, well, he can do that. He can do this on this level in this game, So we let Tyshawn shoot the ball.
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
sophomore. He wasn't necessarily ready to shoot the ball.
Shoot the ball, yeah.
We let Tyshawn bring the ball up last year as a junior a little bit. He wasn't necessarily ready for that, but we had to let him grow and go through his mistakes and fail. Was that necessarily good for the team? Sometimes no. You know, and Tyshawn knows, all right, when it comes to the last 4 minutes, you need to go get him a block.
Get him a block,
Or in his playoff game, you need to go.
Down low,
other games, we'll do some of that stuff. So you kind of, we did the same thing with Epps and Tahoe. Let him stretch it out.
Yeah.
You know, so you're trying to help kids. You're trying to balance it, you know, win a state championship, but you're also trying to help kids get out of Alexandria. You know, and that's the main thing, whether it be through sports or academics or whatever it is. And we feel like, you know, we got to be, as a staff, be good enough to do both.
Gotcha.
Coach at high school level and try to help these guys transition.
Gotcha. And what you brought up Epps, man, and it just took me back to whenever we did the magazine shoot them years back, man. And the crazy part about it, it popped up in my memory. When I was sending them videos from Street Sweepers, man, it popped up in my videos, man. I was like, man, full circle moment, man. And that was back in 13, yes, man. So long time ago. He just stopped playing?
He just quit playing overseas.
Gotcha. And like I said, he had a good high school because he went on to play at LSU, man. But so that just goes to show you how long you've been in the game and the impact that you've been making on players. And not only players, but coaches as well, man. Because before the show, we were saying how everybody who's come on, they've mentioned you in some type of way, whether it's been players, whether it's been coaches. And I just think that is something good within itself because you don't find coaches who reach out to other coaches and give them pointers on how to make their team better, especially when we playing here in Senla and we all playing against each other. So why is that so important to you to do that?
Well, but if we're in this for the right reasons,
Gotcha.
The reasons we say we're in it for, we're here to help kids, right? I mean, that's what people say.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's exactly what they say.
So I'm going to be about what I say. If I'm here to help kids, then I need to help you. This is what you need to be doing to help that kid. You can take my advice. You don't want to take it. That's fine.
That's fine, yeah.
You know, but I mean, you've coached with me before. You know what I try to do. You know I'm here to help kids. You know I'm not lying. So these are some things you need to do to help your kids.
Gotcha.
You know? And it's nothing. Coach Smith passed stuff down to me. Kids pass stuff down to me. I'm just doing the same thing. Paying it forward to those guys. I feel like that's my duty. That's my obligation. So, and that's why I got in this. If I was in this for me, I would be coaching in college somewhere.
I'd
been doing that a long time ago. But, you know, I decided to come back to Alexandria and try to help as many kids as possible get out of Alexandria. You know, because the poverty level, as you know, is so bad. You don't have mentors. They don't have father figures. Some of them don't. So you got to be all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's really why I got into it, and that's to help everybody.
I like that.
You know, when you talk about being a mentor, I think like that's super important, you know, because you can't supervise somebody into greatness.
Come on now.
But you can mentor them,
you
know, up to that point. Can you tell me a little bit about Ash's support from the families as far as them coming out and supporting games? And I'm saying that because I don't stay far from Ash. And my God, the traffic
is crazy.
It's loud.
It's like college, man.
Yes.
It's a college environment.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna come.
Yes,
they're gonna come. They want to support a winner. Football has definitely helped that for sure.
Right.
Botman's vision, and that's why we get along so well, is his vision, his day-to-day. He's crazier than I am with what we're doing. But a lot of credit goes to him because he's our athletic director.
Okay.
He helps us with everything that we try to do. He supports us. Crowds for football is crazy. Crowds for us is crazy.
Yes.
So like he says, and we talk about all the time, you got to have a good product.
Yeah.
People want to come watch a good product.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Not just have good players. They want to see you play hard. They want to see you play for something, you know, and I think we both do that. I think the school does that because most of our sports programs are good. Our academics are good. So it's a good place to be.
Yeah. You know, when I hear you talk about mentoring and teaching kids how to be better basketball players, what is the defining moment in your life that made you say, this is the path that I want to go down? What is it? Is there one defining moment where you said, okay, this is what I want to do?
It's not going to be as magical as you think.
No, that's fine. It's fine. I really do want to just know.
My whole goal was to go play professional basketball.
Okay.
Everybody looks at me and is like, you're not going to play professional. But I've been told I wasn't. You're never going to play at Peabody. You're never going to win state at Peabody. You're not going to go undefeated. You're not going to play in college. You're not going to win at Tahoe. You're not. I've been told that you're never going to do whatever.
Right.
So get to a point and season's over and you get your first contract offer and you look at it, it's like $17,000. I'm not going 2,000, 10,000
miles away. Yeah,
$17,000.
Yeah.
You know, and eat food that I don't like and watch TV that ain't in English. And
Right.
you know, I love this game, but I can go coach and still be a part of this.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of where I got started because that was always the backup plan anyway. Once I got done playing, I was going to go coach. Because the way I played, I felt like I was always a coach anyway. I was telling other guys where to be, what to do. I had to run point guards. You got to know your job. You got to know everybody else's job. You got to know what the team's tendencies are. All that stuff. So I felt like I've been coaching forever. So that was kind of my mindset. Sorry, it wasn't a very good. Inspirational.
I appreciate it, and I think
honest.
I think you can still reach your goals and your dreams, but maybe just in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
God put you there.
Yes.
Right. This is what you want to do. Maybe I need you to go do this. And impact these people's lives. You know.
Absolutely.
Yes, because I agree with that, man, because I've done so many different jobs and started business from magazine to tournaments to the podcast to car clubs, man. And every one of them you think you're doing, you think that's what you're supposed to be doing. But again, like you say, God works in mysterious ways and it can put you in a position to where now you're helping kids get to the next level. And whether it's going to graduate from college, playing ball, whatever the case may be, you're doing that. And we look at us with the podcast, we have a platform to bring on coaches and kids to kind of get them that exposure and also help them get comfortable with talking on camera and speaking and be able to articulate how they feel and how to break down the game. Because that's a big deal, man. It's a huge deal. So again, man, we think we're going to do one thing, but then again, hey, man, years pass and what you got?
I just want to piggyback off of that because I used to always talk about, what people say about Alexandria as far as the kids and the youth. And I'm like, we got so much talent out here. It's just that you're getting the information and news about when it go left. But you're not hearing about, listen, we have a lot of talent right here.
Right here, yes.
And we're not giving them exposure. Now if you go do something crazy, you're gonna be on the news.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get all the exposure you want.
But then we are providing a platform to where now we don't, because it's kind of like a cop-out. Now we are bringing something that we can put a spotlight on the ones who are overachieving, and I think we need to shine on that with players and coaches.
Yes, man. And with that, man, next question, man. What would you tell a young athlete who has dreams of playing on the next level or beyond?
I would be very upfront with them and tell them it is extremely difficult. 1% of high school guys go to college athletics. With the portal now, with the overseas guys, with the NILs, apparently now you can play in the G League for 2 years and then come back in college and play. Izzo saw that and talked about it the other day.
It
is really hard for high school guys.
Yeah, it is.
You're going to have to, the average height for college players is about 6'6", 6'7". So you're already at a disadvantage.
Average height.
That's the average. So you're already at a disadvantage. Most guys around here. You better be obsessed with what you want to do. That's what you want. Now, there's nothing wrong with just being a good high school player. But I get so many kids that come tell me, I want to go play in college. Like, you don't even know what language you're speaking.
Come on now. That's like different,
trying to talk about, tell an astronaut what the moon looks like. You've never been there.
Never been there,
So they have to work every day. And I'm not necessarily talking about little kids. Junior high. If you're in junior high, you need to be working out 3-4 times a week. And I'm talking about not posting your phone and in slippers and going half speed and talking about you worked out today. You need to work out for 45 minutes, full sweat, game speed, reps of what you're trying to accomplish. Right hand, left hand. I mean, most of these kids in junior high can't shoot a left hand.
Man, come on now. We were just talking about
they can't push the ball up the court, full court, looking up left-handed. So let's master the basics and fundamentals. Then you get to all this other stuff. Shooting is a priority now. If you cannot shoot, even bigs are shooting now. And when I say shoot, you have to really be able to shoot, not make 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10. That's not good enough. No defense. You need to be making 7, 8 out of 10. You need to be shooting 200-300 shots a day. High school guys, for sure. If you're serious about it. Now, if you're not, that's fine. You can have a good high school career, and then go get you a job, career, go to college, whatever. But guys they've been lied to about what it is, and it's extremely, extremely difficult. To do.
Gotcha.
You know, when I'm listening to you, I'm not even a basketball player, but I'm motivated. I'm ready to put up a couple shots. I'm gonna miss all of them.
Going to the gym tonight, huh?
Yeah. You know, so I can see why student athletes, want to come and play for you. And I think what you're providing as far as just that realness, making it simple and plain is really what they enjoy, because a lot of times you don't get the real.
You don't get the real.
And so it's refreshing when you do
Yes.
get, someone who's genuine and not playing a character,
Gotcha.
and it's
Yeah,
just
you right.
genuine. You
Playing the character.
you can't fake the energy.
No, you
and I
can't.
think that's what some people don't understand.
Yeah.
When it's real and it's genuine, that energy right there.
And I think that's why the impact has been so big, man.
Yeah.
Like I say, man, I've enjoyed sitting there talking with you, man. I know the Bay has, man. But I think, man, it's about time to wrap this thing up.
Yes,
Coach, man, before we go, man, in that last thing you want to leave with the people out there in TV land?
No, I'm good. I appreciate you guys having me. It's been a lot of fun. Went by really fast, actually.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Time flies when you're having fun. So it's good.
Cool.
Appreciate y'all.
The Bay, any last words?
Oh, man. Hey, listen, we're going to be right back at you again next week.
Yes, sir. You guys have been listening to Courtside, where we sit on the sideline and we discuss sports as if we can do it better ourselves. I'm your host, Mr. 300. You guys know my co-host, The Bay to LA. Hope you guys have enjoyed yourself. See you guys on the next one.